Hi, my name is Brian Lindsay, and today I'm going to show you what our development teams have been working on over the past month. We've got a lot of great things to show you, so I'm going to start off with the staff site. And the first thing when the staff user logs in is they get a dashboard giving them an idea of how the organization is doing. What we've added is My Task. So this is a way for individual staff users to be assigned tasks that they need to follow up on. Now, one of the things I'll point out is this is query driven, and you could add your own IQA queries. But here we have an example of tasks that are assigned to Brian Murphy. Likewise, there could be tasks that aren't unassigned. And so a nice query-driven way to find those things that I need to follow up on. So let's go ahead and go back to Assign to Me. And I see that I need to follow up with Coralie Fox. So we'll go ahead and click on Coralie's record. And once we have that, we have a nice page specifically for tasks. And here's all the things that we've had interactions with Coralie in the past and things that need to be followed up on. So at this point, I could go in, edit it, do what I need to do, put my notes in, and then close and save. Now, if I wanted to learn more about Coralie, of course, I could just go directly to her account page. And one of the things we've added, especially for staff users, is the action alerts. So as a staff user, I happen to stumble upon Coralie Fox's record. I can see that there's an alert telling me I need to follow up with her on a call or something. Likewise, you would also be able to see these under the History tab. And so here's the same thing. So we give the staff multiple ways to follow up on tasks and engage with Coralie. And again, you'll find this under the dashboard. Every staff would be assigned their own, when they log in, to follow up on if you so choose. Next, I want to show you committees. And so we've made a lot of great enhancements for staff users on committees. And so this page has actually been redesigned to be more succinct, and I probably should have had a better image, but we'll go ahead and use this one. Here I'll click on Awards. And so I'm looking at the Awards Committee, and at this point I can see everybody who's on that committee, and I'll point out that it's an easy way just to get a quick roster of this committee. I can have it exported out to Word, Excel, PDF, that type of thing. But again, we always use queries, and so I can see anybody who might want to be a future member of this committee, or perhaps I want to see people who served on this committee in the past. So it's a great way just to kind of search and find those who are involved with the awards committee. Likewise, if I have applicants, so we'll go ahead and just click here, I give them a type. So Teresa Spain would like to apply for the awards committee, and then of course I'd be able to find her as an applicant in our query search. Next, I want to show you one of the enhancements we've made to our membership dashboard. And so we'll go to, automatic payments dashboard. And for those who use our recurring donations through recurring membership through AutoPay, you'll get a nice new dashboard showing you exactly where you are with your recurring membership efforts. Of course, down at the bottom, I've got several tabs that show me things such as here's the actual members who are recurring and how often they are, anyone who has canceled the recurring membership, any payments that may have failed from the bank, and then likewise a nice query showing me that credit cards that are getting ready to expire within the next 3 months. And of course right here I can also send out an email to those saying, hey, we noticed your credit card's getting ready to expire. Would you please update it for us through the staff site or through the public facing website, which I'll show you shortly. Next up, I want to show you some of the enhancements we made to recurring giving. Before I do that, I want to show you how it's set up. So we're going to go to Commerce, Automatic Payments, and what we've added is the ability to allow the donors to change the amount of their donation on a gift that they have given to us. And of course, it's a recurring gift. The other thing we've also added is allow the donor to choose the date they want it to be pulled out of their checking account. So we've got several new options here, and of course, you don't have to use these if you don't want to, but we want to make sure that we're always engaging our donors to give more and make it easier for them. So how would this be used by a staff user? So let's go ahead and look for a person, a donor, and we find Coralie here. And one of the first things you're going to see is a nice engagement screen, of course, with our alerts for the task. But let's go ahead and click on participation. And here I see the automatic renewals. And at this point, I see that there's some credit card options here. And so this is one of the new things that we're going to show you is the ability for users, public users, to store credit card information or checking account or payment options, if you will. Very much like Amazon does. What I could do is I could create a new one, and I just fill it out, and then it would show up in my list. And of course, this also gives staff the ability to remove these if the donor calls in and says, I would like to be removed. Now, as far as donations is concerned, if we go to the Giving tab, we can then go in and see Support the Water, Recurring Donations, Support the Water Preservation Fund. And as a staff user, I could go in and say, you know what, I'm talking to them and they really want to update their gift to 20, if you will, and they want it to be pulled out on, say, the 15th. Also, they said, we don't want it coming out of our checking account anymore. We want it to come out of our Visa account. So staff would be able to do that if they happen to have this particular donor on the phone. So what would a donor look like? So here I am, I'm logged in to our donor website. I'm gonna go to Coralie's record, and we're giving the donor the option to go in and do the same thing that staff did. In fact, we prefer the donor to do it. So the donor's gonna go to My Participation. She can see that she's signed up for automatic renewals. She can see her automatic payment options, so she could actually manage her own payment options here. And then here's her donations. And so if she wanted to change that donation amount, she has the same screen, but this is the donor doing the updating versus others. So all in all, great functionality we've implemented over the past couple of weeks to give donors and membership people the ability to pay with their recurring payments. Up next, I'd like to show you one of the things we've done for events, and this is in the area of reports. So when we go to events, we always have a dashboard for our overall event offering, but perhaps we're interested in one particular event. And here's our annual conference. And of course, we get a dashboard for that event as well. Now, one of the things we've added to the dashboard is the ability to run different reports in context. So you're gonna see a button over here versus having just a list out. These are all the things, all the reports that are gonna run specifically for the annual conference. And one of the new ones we added, we've had badges in the past, is the ability to print certificates. And of course, I could print them for the whole entire group, and we do recommend that you run this and then print them to PDF. But of course, you could search for a specific registrant as well to print that out as well. So again, what we've added is the ability to add your additional reports over here on the right-hand side. Finally, I just want to wind up with our efforts. We're moving more and more functionality to the web, and so perhaps you want to add a new iMIS module. So if you click on About iMIS, you're going to see the ability to put in a new license key. And so you get a new license key from ASI, and then you'll be able to update that via the web. The other thing, of course, we're doing is we're adding more and more to our setups. And so just to give you an example, under financial entities, here's where we could set up our entities. And of course, we would be able to fill out our entity and also add a new logo down here. And this is different from the past. And this is also a logo that can be pulled into an SSRS report if you're designing those yourself. So overall, this is a great showing of what we've done over the last month. If you have any questions, please visit our website. Everything that you've seen here is documented. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always email us at productowners@havasol.com. I appreciate your attention and look forward to seeing you next month.